Peace that surpasses all understanding. I don't know where today's share is going to go because you know, hey, wait a minute, hold on one second. This shirt, now you guys, man, they're have fun, man. Have fun. What the, have some fun. I'm scrolling through whatever and on my phone, and these ads are popping up left and right, and swipe, like, get out, man, get out. And then I saw one pop up, and it was work clothing. It was work clothing, and I've been actually keeping an eye out for some the work clothes that I have right now. I usually go to the charity shop, or I'm not going to use names, because some of these businesses that you think are charity shops are not charity shops, guys. Be discerning about where you shop. Just because it seems like they're doing goodwill toward others doesn't mean there's goodwill. So just be discerning about the charity shops that you shop at. And I found one in my area. So I've been out looking for work clothes, because some of the stuff that, it's time to, and I can go to a charity shop and get a good pair of jeans or a good shirt or stuff that is quote unquote disposable. If I wreck it, if I get grease all over it or whatever, I'll wash it, turn it into a rag, and repurpose it. You know what I mean? But this shirt, man, I don't know. Let me see how close I can get. See the name? And that's my title. I found this. I'm scrolling through, and I see a site for work clothing. It's a Dickies. It's kind of heavy duty or whatever. Mechanic shirt. I'm not a mechanic, but I just, I don't know. And the thing that caught my eye with this ad, they're like, oh, you can put anything you want in the name tag, and you can put anything you want, wherever you work, $20 American, $20 American for a shirt, $20. Some people pay more than that for, a couple of t-shirts. Have a bit of fun, man. Dude. MoFlo lovers. they even the receipt is over there, and they wrote a note on the receipt that this was so cool. Like the guy who made my shirt somewhere down in Kill Double Hills, North Carolina, I think. He's, oh, this was so cool, man. I love making this shirt. This was awesome. Right on, dude. Right on, man. Have a bit of fun, man. $20. Make yourself smile. Have a bit of fun. I'm wearing this to work today. Bit of fun, bit of seriousness. So, how high would a bird fly if he knew he wasn't going to fall? And where would that same principle applies to us as in these human forms? We are energy, timeless, formless, infinite, and we're trapped kind of in these human forms. And the last, yes, I've been working outside, and I've mentioned in other videos I do excavation, and that it can be quite dusty work, so I'm breathing that crap in all day, and I come home, I go to bed, I wake up in the morning, I have these coughing fits that you wouldn't believe. brown junk coming out of my nose, the dirt of the day coming out, and I take showers, and yeah, it's just, it's brutal, man. But I woke up this morning, and this is to the point, this is to the point. I woke up this morning with a lot of fear, man, and the fear originates from 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. Time is irrelevant. Long enough that I worked. I live in Kittery, Maine. There is an active military base, Navy base, literally like 3 miles away. A big military population in this area. Even it's a vacation area. It's a tourist spot. But you have the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. And they do exactly what you think they do. They build warships, and they repair submarines, and. It's part of the military complex. And I worked there for 3 to 5 years, whatever it was. My specific arena was military housing. All these folks in the military need places to stay and live while they were, on their tours in this area. And a lot of the buildings that I worked in, a lot of the residential buildings that I worked in are quite old, and a lot of the buildings are pre-asbestos laws. And if you know anything about asbestos, it's some nasty ass shit, man. Mesothelioma. It's bad stuff, man. It is toxic, biohazard. It is fucking horrible stuff. I'm reminded back in the day, I believe it was the Romans who made cloth out of asbestos. It's a naturally occurring thing. It's just fucking toxic, It's fireproof or fire retardant. It has a lot of qualities to it, and I'm sure that on some level there is a use for it, but perhaps not in the ways that we've used it, But back in the Roman days, I believe they used to make cloth with it, tablecloths, things of that nature. And instead of washing these items, they'd burn them. They would burn them and purify them and reuse them, because the asbestos was fireproof, basically. But a lot of people back then died of that stuff. It's kind of like when they used the aquifers, aqueducts, the plumbing systems in, I believe it was ancient Rome, used lead. You got all these Romans running around having psychotic experiences because they have lead poisoning from the water. So going to my point, my departure from that job was not job related. I could no longer, in good conscience, even in my level, all I was, let's minimize it for a second. All I was doing was creating housing, and maintaining housing and whatever. But I could no longer, in good conscience, work for the military war complex. Fuck that. And I found another job, and I moved on. It was an awesome training experience as far as the way I look at that experience was, a moment of clarity about what my morals and my ethics are, and making good ethical choices about who I'm going to work for. What do they represent? Do I want to be associated with them regardless of what the paycheck is? Military war complex. They do just fine without my help, and I'm not going to encourage it. But going to the point, raspy voice, working on excavation lots. I woke up this morning with a shit ton of fear. How high would a bird fly if he knew he wasn't going to fall? How far would an infinite being, infinite energy go if there was no fear of death? And this goes to a story when I was working on the military base, on the Navy base. My boss, I remember this one particular job, but there were many. A lot of these homes were older, pre-asbestos law. Okay? So you go into this house and you're going to renovate a bathroom, a kitchen, pop it up. You're going to be in the basement, all the plumbing pipes and whatever, covered with asbestos insulation. They actually, for a period of time, pre-1975, or I believe it was up to 1975, there was tile, there was flooring, there was ceramic tile that one might use in a bathroom, etc., etc. You follow the vibe I'm putting down? So, come to find out, I'm ripping and tearing. I'm doing a demo job, a demolish job on a bathroom. And my buddy, my partner, this guy Dwayne, solid guy. He had my back, but he was a day late and $1 short. Unbeknownst to him, there's no. Anyway, I'm in this very old house. Roughly, think sea captain's home, okay? There were sea captains that lived on the military base. These homes still exist, and they're pretty cool, man. These old sea captains and generals and admirals and whatever, they even back in the day, they provided housing for them. And I'm in one of the bathrooms in the interim from one command to the next commander, ripping and tearing a bathroom to renovate it. My buddy, my work buddy, comes up behind me, taps me on the shoulder. He's, "What the fuck are you doing in here, man? This is all fucking asbestos. Asbestos tiles on the floor, asbestos tiles on the walls. Get the fuck out of here." And we walked outside, and the day before I got sent on this job, my buddy Dwayne, we were back at the business office where for the company that we work for, Balfour Beatty, Scottish company. My boss, our boss, Dwayne, and my boss, his name, I'll just give you his initials, M.R., and I'll leave it at that. The day prior, our boss, had attempted to get my buddy, Dwayne, to go to this house and do the rip and tear on it, and he refused, knowing that it was going to be a asbestos remediation. And let me tell you, folks, it ain't cheap. A bathroom, this particular bathroom, loaded. It had tile on the wall, ceramic tile on the wall, flooring tile, the surround, the shower and tub surround was all asbestos. So I was in there and I'm like banging, sledgehammer and, pry bar and crowbar and, I'm throwing shit everywhere, you know. I'm tearing that stuff up, you know. I'm in there breathing all that shit, thinking it's, whatever, it's a little ceramic dust. I got a window open, you know, proper ventilation. But the day prior, he had sent Dwayne over there to do that very same job. Dwayne recognized it. In his experience, he recognized it and refused. Unbeknownst to Dwayne, the very next day, MR, our boss, to save a few bucks, unbeknownst to me, sent me over there trying to save a few bucks. Scott's stupid. He doesn't know what it is. I'll get Scott to do it. Well, yeah, sign me up, dude. I'll go rip that bathroom apart. The bathroom space, it was a large bathroom. 10 by 8, 10 by 10. It was the size of a small bedroom. It was a large bathroom, big cast iron clawfoot tub. You know, very nice. But, so you figure the walls were tiled, the floor was tiled, the surround was asbestos, whatever. So just that small amount, to have it done within, you know, in accordance with hazmat and remediation and all that, that small space was $68,000. 68,000 American dollars. Okay? The price of a new four-wheel drive pickup truck nowadays. Okay? To renovate a bathroom because it was filled with asbestos. So, this is how, when we consider ethics of what our job is, you know, saying it's your job, son, sure don't make it right. If you follow the vibe I'm putting down. So this guy, MR, I've made my amends. I've forgiven and released him. But in more recent days, I'm coming to, you know, all you, as far as asbestos is concerned, I looked it up, man. I did my fucking homework. Now this would have been 2007, 8, 9, 10 that I worked there, roughly in that area. And here I am. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I smoke cigarettes. Let's get beyond that. I started smoking cigarettes 5 years ago, after quitting for fucking buku years. So here I am, fast forward to today, nowadays, recent days, last couple of weeks, last month or two, and I did my homework about asbestos, man, and that is some nasty shit. All you need to consume or breathe in is 0.0001, so 3 zeros, 0.0001 parts per million. 0.001 parts per million to develop mesothelioma, lung cancer, blah blah blah, right? And the fear that I was experiencing when I was waking up this morning, because I woke up and I was coughing like, you ever cough so hard you see stars? How high would a divine being fly? It's just death, man. It's just death to this. you know, I still need to sit with this a bit more, you know, and I can definitely feel some edges around, like what I would refer to or what I would have defined in, you know, as resentment. But it's not resentment. It's not. And it's funny because I just saw this guy, MR, my old boss, bumped into him at a large home store, warehouse kind of place, big box store. And I walked right by him. He saw me and I saw him. I nodded. He nodded. He couldn't quite place me. My physical appearance has changed somewhat. But I recognized him, man. So I need to sit with a bit of that and that fear that I was experiencing upon awakening, and the coughing and the experience I had with ripping and tearing some asbestos, you know, ignorantly, not knowing what it was, you know. And that number 0.001 parts per million. Dude, I was in that fucking bathroom for hours, ripping and tearing, throwing that dust up in the air, breathing that shit in for hours. And here I am. You know, my lungs feel a bit tight. Maybe it's time to go have an x-ray. Or, how high would a bird fly? Go inward. And much like with my arthritis, look at that. Look at my fucking hands are beautiful. Look at that. This one is still a little twisted. I don't know if you can see it. You see how it twists right there? It's kind of twisting that way. But look at that, man. My fucking hands are beautiful. They were starting to do this. How did that happen? How did I straighten my hands out? I sat with it. Sat with it long and hard. Day after day after day. There is no arthritis. There's no rheumatoid. There is no contortion. There is no pain. I did a video about placebo effect, the power of suggestion, the power of the mind, the power of the heart, healing self. So I'm going to take some of this fear, and I'm gonna transform this fear into the energy that is going to be required to heal my lungs, to heal my throat. I may go to the doctor and have an x-ray. I have a feeling I already know what I'm going to see on that x-ray. So why add insult to injury? You know what I'm saying? Why scare the shit out of yourself? What the fuck is that going to do? Is that going to bring you closer to healing or closer to fear, doubt, and insecurity? I know I don't feel well having this cough, having this rasp, feeling that tightness in my chest. Like, come on, man. I'm going to hack this shit out. I'm going to knock this shit out. As a matter of fact, it's already done. I'm going to live in health. I'm going to project health. I'm going to project cleansing, continued cleansing into my lungs, into my throat, into my breathing. You are powerful. I'm powerful. And I'm a grunt, man. I'm a grunt. I hang out at the beach. I cuss. I smoke butts. If I can do this, so can you. If I am infinite, so are you. There's no difference. Embrace that shit. Embrace it. Hold on to it. Nurture it. That's your precious. This is your precious. This is your precious. Good stuff, man. Choose today where you want to live. Fear, doubt, and insecurity? Or an infinite universe where you continue on with or without this body. I know who I am. I'm you. You're me. Let's enjoy the ride. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Scott Zatella 1966 at gmail.com. Putting that out there to you guys again. Have a wonderful day. Nothing but love. I'm out.